Yeah, now Sneha Agnikarma. I diverted you a bit of socially to get some different feeling of the whole thing. Now this is totally video. The Ruksha variety we have seen, but now we have to do the Sneha variety. It's all about video and that becomes easier. Yes, before we go further, this is a Greyhound squad. It's a very anti-terrorist, anti-Naxal, anti-Maoist, special covert unit. There's a lot to learn from them. I dedicate this session to them. The reason is very simple. You need to make your imprints into different. They infiltrate terrorist groups. They go in different shapes. They live with them. They provide information. Sometimes they get killed for the country. Sometimes they come back to tell the story. These are the unsung heroes, Greyhound squad of Andhra and Telangana. And what the lesson we can learn from them, infiltrate into the public, secretly or discreetly, because you have to mobilize the public opinion in your favor with honesty in your heart and with skill in your head. There is no denying that. Unless you infiltrate into different segments, you won't have a chance, because you have plenty of Vyaja Vedans working against you, and you have plenty of allopaths, I'm sorry for that word, who are working against you. ദശമൂലക്ഷം കഴിക്കുകയാണോ? കിഡ്നി പോയി. പാരസെറ്റമോൾ കഴിച്ചാൽ കുഴപ്പമില്ല. Paracetamol is the second leading cause of poisoning as per a first aid manual that I have read from UK. Second leading cause of liver poisoning in UK is paracetamol as per that book, if the book is true and is printed in UK. അതാർക്കൊരു പ്രശ്നമില്ല. ദശമൂല അരിഷ്ടം പാവം ആയുർവേദമായതുകൊണ്ട്. So when you have this kind of public opinion against you, and WhatsApp has so much of nonsense forwards which are not true, we all know that, fake things. So you have to cultivate your resources among the public and be honest with it. These people are the best role models. It's also a matter of salute to them. Next. Because as I said to you, my task is to communicate to you, which is more of unavailable perhaps in the academy as a video. There's no point showing the screenshot of the shlokas. All of them are already in the website. So all the shloka, the case preparation, the case sheet, the checklist, everything is there. So that's very easy. I think preparation we start. It's all videos actually.
Just now I will be just showing the method that is made popular by Dr. Ravishankar Parvaje, my teacher, who taught me the Sneha variety of Agnikarma. It's a very simple procedure. Anybody can do it once you have practiced 2-3 times. So the procedure is best effect when it comes to the Varmam points, which of course can be learned by the basic course of the ARI Institute in Coimbatore. So we'll take one piece each of every step, how the oil or the oil with leaf is prepared to be pounced or pressed on the spot of the Varmam or the trigger point. All that we need, as I had said before also, this method is dedicated to Dr. Ravishankar Parvaje, who taught us, me, Dr. Sajeev and Dr. Rajesh, and we started doing it very extensively. The Ruksha Agnikarma is a very easy method, but this is a little to be learned, but once you learn, it's very, very easy. You need is either Arkapatra, Erikila as we say in Malayalam, and you need of course the oil. My helper, he would just help me. Any oil is fine. Karpura the oil or Kedagi Mula, any oil. Basically something that has a penetrating action would be the best. And then of course spoon to stir the oil, and the the Kumari as we can call it, the aloe vera piece after the burn is made. And of course a marker to highlight the point which is to be burned. So these are the basic preparatory materials. And now we get into the process of cutting the leaves. It is the best to make what is called the removing the watery content of the leaf, as we would say in Malayalam, elavatua. It gives a greater scope to avoid quick breaking off or a quick tearing off the leaf.
This is an important point. We don't want the hot boiling 100-degree plus thing to break off. So that whatever is very important. I don't know how to make it softer, whichever word we can use. Otherwise, the hot oil just goes there. It's like third-degree burn, no? We don't want that to happen. We want it to be a laser-precise bombing-like situation. The trigger point is elicited and we prick bang immediately.
And then we get into breaking or rather tearing off the leaves to small pieces, and we keep a couple of bigger ones out there. It's not necessary to have only Arka Patra. Any Patra that is Vatahara is also fine, so long as it can contain the heat and also the oil in its coverage. So here we make it into pieces, and now that we are easily about close to 1 minute of starting the procedure of heating, we have the Kottakkal, if you can call it Malayalam, let's say, the sounds coming out, the watery content going away, and we need a situation where we have fume coming, and if you can notice how this fume is coming across, this is what we need, which will be packed into the bigger leaf there, and that makes it's important that the therapist or anybody who prepares it gets at least a face mask or at least a glove if the need be. Our staff, Mr. Sanup, is very experienced, so he doesn't care for the same.
When the fume is very prominent, we know it's ready to be pounded.
And here we have situations where it may be all fiery, but it's very easy to do once you get a minute practice. All that we need is the steam. So once the steam or rather the fumes are coming, then so as you see, this is a possibility and it has to be countered by blowing it off. Nothing to worry. We are here to show you the right method and also the wrong. So this is what we need to avoid. As you can see, the leaf has its property sent across to the oil, and then that makes it easier now. The blackish color of that makes it a suitability to put to this, as we'll show it now. If somebody's the point of Varmam or the trigger point is this, or say this, or wherever it is, we would be making the bombardment, if you can call that. If this is the bang on target of the area to be burnt off, where you will find like goli like nodules, very commonly found in many conditions of chronic LBA, or even if IVDP, or even if ONE or PA shoulder, the many such conditions, cervical spondylosis, knots kind of areas. So this is a point. What we'll make is we'll be placing it like this, and we'll be putting this herbal hot oil, just to this is placed here, and we will be making a folding like this, and then the video you have where you see the whole bunch is me only holding the camera, that's why, and then bang, we make the press as one. But when we make the press, very simple thing to be taken care of, which I say in a separate clipping.
Of course, you need to put the gloves. It's a bit of heat anyway. You don't want to burn your hand, and that's important. The fact is, you need to elicit the trigger point in advance and mark it and keep it ready. The whole procedure is hardly 2 seconds, hardly. But the preparation is what takes more time, and the oil has to be so boiled and kept ready.
As you know, we always keep the aloe vera ready. This is a Kumari aloe vera. That is the one that would cool off the area once we burn the area. Supposing if you have this big area like the tender Varmam point or a similar trigger point, which is most painful, it's like a nodule, like a goli, like a hard mass, like a trigger point. So that's the one that will be bombarded by the heat. Now our staff, Mr. Sanu, would prepare that. So we have this and here in temperature. And of course this is not like this, it has to be more hot, more warm, of course more hot, and a lot of fumes have to be coming out of it, indicating that it's very warm. And because we are dropping with laser precision on a point, like a laser guided bomb, like it's like a very laser precise bombardment, if you can call it that way. So, and then we will be uncovering, and then what we would be making. But just to let you know, just for information, this should be like fumes coming out of it. This is just for sake of demonstration we make, because nobody will be willing to make a Sneha Agnikarma for nothing. So we don't have models for this demo. So he will be just packing it. And this is how it is packed. Please ensure that you have a gloves. This is not a real practical, so then I don't make him wear gloves. So now we have these, and now this will be like point blank. Now what would happen in this is that this would be like fume coming out, and this is the kiri, and then we would say to the patient to tell like 3, 2, 1, 0. That's how we will prepare them, so that by that time they can easily make sure that they are exhaling the breathe out procedure, exhaling. And when they are reaching to 0, as we call, the exhaling is still being happening, and then we make one quick effect. So this fast it is, like we don't wait for easy, we are just like quickly, and then we are taking it out. So it's like very hot boiling point being pressed. So in the meantime, please ensure that you don't get injured by this kind of leakage here. This is very important. Avoid the leakage here. Just totally close with the gloves, and it's very perfect.
The patient, all my patients, I show the video. Madi vedana ellam poi video kandappan thanne. It happens. They're not interested because so aggressive looking video, no? So those who are volunteering, they also so much of confusions and no fear, whatever, anxiety. So you just say, look, this is how it is. You will have some side effects. Chance of a scar is there, and so on and so forth. When they're doing like just just put a towel in the tongue and let them. This is what happens anyway when the fear and everything is there, and say, look, I'm coming, 3, 2, 1, like that they just exhale. So then that's okay. So that is a bit tricky but very doable. It's all doable. It's the confidence you generate in your patient. That's it. Procedure is not difficult. Their attitude and confidence in you will make them do it. And this is something allopathy, to the best I know of, the best I am told, it has nothing to do much for trigger points effectively. The only solution is Ayurvedic. It's so easy to do. Erikila, how much is the cost? The knowledge is priceless, no doubt on that, but the cost is priceable, the cost of the material. And it has to be affordable to the middle class also, and even lower middle class. Yes.
So as soon as this is removed, it means that the burning has happened. The area will be very red enough. So it's best to allow that area for at least half a minute with that burning effect. 1 minute would be the best procedure or the best waiting time. And then you need to apply this aloe vera, this fresh like this on the point. Of course, this is the point where it is done. Or you can also have the option of maintaining it there. But make sure once the heat is not totally getting over, the patient still feels the heat after 1 or 2 minutes, you get a fresh piece of aloe vera coating done, because after some time the coolness will go off even though the pulp is still there. So that is very important. We find aloe vera is doing better than Murugana itself. And before I conclude, I would like to comment that this procedure is owed to Dr. Ravi Shankar Parvaje from Dakshina Kannada, Puttur, Karnataka. I am his student. It's also owed to Dr. Sajeev, Senior Medical Officer, Marma Specialist, Kollam District Ayurveda Hospital, who I would say discovered, or who was the one who at least told me that it would be very interesting to do Agnikarma on the trigger points or the Varma points. That makes the best effect. I'm also thankful to Dr. Matthews, who taught me the Ruksha Agnikarma, who mentioned that it's best you leave the Agnikarma spot with that heat for at least 1 minute, so that the heat can penetrate deep inside, whatever action it makes, but it is found to be very, very effective.
We have duly acknowledged the masters who taught us what it is. As I said, I learned in 2010, and that was 9 years after internship. So I think it can be learned earlier. And when I was studying in final year, I'm sorry to say we had no practical example. Nobody told us. Maybe I was not a good student. But of course, the rank holders did not know it for sure. So I was not the only one not to know it. But then we have to start things earlier for your generation. Next, the sample side effect. So that if they don't want to do it, they can skip it. So the nurse, actually I miscalculated her skin texture. She was tanned, she was not brown.
This is done. Okay, the new skin is below there, the old has gone, so new has come up anyway. That is good that it has come up. But it will go off like this one. So, but how is the pain in this specifically? Did you get any?
It is a bit painful.
No.
Yeah.
Does it hurt as before? It's like screaming pain.
Like this is okay. It's not a screaming pain anymore.
Yeah, that is good.
But the thing is, when I put my arm up a long time, and then I want to take it down, so
there's a pain. Yeah, it will resolve off once this also further goes off.
It's not so bad. It doesn't hurt so much.
Yeah, because the previous time when I'm pressing like this, it's like screaming. This, I mean, not here, the right side, of course. So compared to that, it's not screaming.
It's not. No,
that's
it's
good.
not too screaming.
Yeah, but with the medicine you have further on.
You see, mea culpa, as you say, no, my fault. Lack of experience. You should not have this embarrassing situation. Two mistakes. One, I was learning, obviously. Second, she is actually a very fair color lady, and these foreigners usually have a tendency to tan themselves. They like to be brownish, because that is, as somebody told me, if it's true, I don't know, it's a symbol of richness that you have traveled to a hot country or traveled to Asia, you afford the money and other than the andas and whatever like that. So I did not know that until somebody told me that. I don't know if it is true. So I thought like brownie like me, so I miscalculated. It's my mistake, mea culpa, I understand. Secondly is that I should have taken the video of the screaming before the procedure. I did not. See, that she says it's still paining, but she also said it's not as before the screaming. But here, the side effect, if I may call so, overpowered the result, which she's an Austrian nurse and she has all the best care in Europe. She could not fix it. Ayurveda helped her, but this side effect situation went against me, and that's why you see she cannot say openly that, no, you see she's defensive and she's rightfully so, but I am also defensive, I am rightfully so also, because the result is definitely there. But if the patient tells you, you're gone for a toss. So be very technically and tactically careful by doing these things. It is no side effects if you take good care. Last point in Agnikarma is that the cooling has to be allowed. The aloe vera would quickly get warm. Means under you have to put the new aloe vera coating. Don't try to economize on that. Murivanna is not always enough because aloe vera is more cooler, obviously. Murivanna is good. It's coconut oil based, so it's good for burns anyway, but no, when you have aloe vera, why not? So, because I've had men who said, I won't do the process. I said, why? My girlfriend will not like the scar on my butt. Okay, boss, if that's the case. He is ready to carry on with the trigger point. We don't know if his girlfriend remains the same after 2 years. That's a different story, but that girlfriend doesn't want a butt scar, which is okay. So, why I say this to you, patients many times would deny how bad they were when they improve. I've faced it many times, not only Indians but also foreigners. So make it documented, make it very clear. Look and scare them. So that even if they don't do, so what? They are the ones who suffer. We don't want to be blamed. We want to be safe. So you say, scar undavum, ingane undavum, veno, venangi mati. Be safer in these processes. Well, 2010 July, I was only 24 hours with him. But if I stand in front of you, 4,240 doctors or medical students before coming here in the last 8 years, and maybe today 200, 250, whichever way it is, it's because of him. Only 24 hours with him. And we have all these PowerPoints, we have all the experience. Now we have easily nearly 4,500 people who have seen these PowerPoints. You always need a teacher who can inspire you and give you the best understanding. And there is hours to work and document. When I started with him, I had no video, nothing. But then it all came up. It's all ours, anyway. So, drug selections, Eranda Patra is okay. Why did I take a Eranda Patra with a small hole in that? You can see, there are so many good things I could have got. Please be careful. Before time. Adundana Manapuram, a wrong Eranda Patra. It's nice to show wrong things, so then you do the right things. Right anicha, right wrong anicha, right. So that's the idea. Next. And Arca is, I took a big leaf like that, so that is fine again. Next. And this is, no, you saw that video already. Let us go forward fast with that. Fast. Next. It's all hot oil and you get the trigger points marked, and then you are, this is how it will be like you're pressing aloe vera applied. The Sneha Agnikarma is as simple as that. This every word in Ayurveda is true. There is no bluff in that. It's for sure. We may not have learned it, or we may not be seeing it. That is the trouble. But then, no, it's us to all to find answers. That is the idea. So these things are realities. I really wanted to convey that to you. Because if I could handle people from 92 different nations, they all come because they don't have satisfactory response in their country for their medical issues. That's why they come to us. It's because of these techniques. Kashayam adishtam guliga kurichondu matra irna karyam etratolam nadakum. It's a matter of debate. For me, we have to use everything that is in our science anyway.